Justice for!
Troy Davis!
Justice for!
Troy Davis!
Justice for!
Troy Davis!
Justice for!
Troy Davis!
I said, how many have recanted?
7.
There's no justice when the death penalty machine will execute and kill someone by state-sanctioned killing a man that they know they cannot prove is guilty.
That's right.
He's already spent 20 years in jail. Now he's waiting to be executed by the state of Georgia in less than 24 hours. They said death row.
We say hell no!
Death row.
Hell no!
Death row.
Hell no!
They said death row.
We say hell no!
Death row.
Hell no!
Death row.
Hell no!
Peace and blessings, everyone.
Peace and blessings.
Police trying to get us all locked down. They don't want the folks to come up in here. But that just makes me think about revolutionary acts.
Yeah.
And what we really need to be about and what we really need to do. I mean, if I could lend my voice to lift Troy Davis out from behind the bars down in Georgia, that's what I would wish I could do. Here we are at the final hour, but we can't give up hope. I mean, having been one behind the bars for a crime that I didn't commit, it's crazy. But here I am. And what I want to say is the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. I can remember when that statement made me sad inside. Too young to be in it. Now I couldn't even see it. Why? Why couldn't the revolution be televised? The last poets, Gil Scott-Heron, as I grew up, I began to see. They left theirs, and I too wanted to leave a mark on history. A man in half, and I wanted to bask in that task that set men free. But the revolution, a revolution, is where I knew I had to be. The revolution will not be televised. They didn't want to display the victory of those quote-unquote lesser men. The revolution will not be televised. Smile, because I'm the evolution of the revolution. Peace.
But we're going to show them in numbers. We will not let the state of Georgia execute Troy Anthony Davis and have it go silently. They said death row.
We say hell no!
Now is the time. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month. We have less than 24 hours before they take Troy Davis. They walk him down that hall. They tell him to sit down. Then they pump poison in his blood and watch him die.
Hell no!
Death row!
Hell no!
Death row!
Hell no!
Death row!
Hell no!
Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. I came out here today to lend my support in this struggle to free Troy Davis. And we need to let this system know he's an innocent man. We don't even want him in jail for 20 years more.
That's right.
Free Troy Davis. Free
Troy Davis.
Free
Troy Davis.
Free
Troy Davis.
Listen, every time they do things like this, every time they lay us off, every time they stop and frisk us, every time they murder one of us, every time we die on death row, we inching closer and closer to revolution in America.
That's right.
If they must execute guilty people, well, I got a list for them. And it starts with George Bush. If they must execute those who are murdering people in Palestine. Execute those who are murdering people in Afghanistan. Execute those who are murdering people in Libya. Execute those who are murdering people all over this world. Terrorists talking about they're stopping terrorism. So we say Troy Davis will not be executed. We have to make sure that we are vigilant that we do whatever is necessary to stop this execution. And if they go forward, then we need to make sure that in this country that there's no one living in comfort until we get justice and there's some radical changes.
Sisters and brothers, my name is Larry Holmes. I'm with the International Action Center. We want to thank Amnesty International for organizing this phase of the struggle in New York to save the life of an innocent African-American man, Troy Davis. I know that many of you have come to occupy Wall Street, is that right? And you are occupying Wall Street to draw attention to the fact that we must have a world that puts human need ahead of capitalist greed. And that people should be bailed out, not banks. I want you to know that people you don't even know are very, very proud of you, because you are bringing back to our culture that thing that we had before and that we needed, the struggle. The struggle against the powers that be. And I want to say how correct and necessary it is for you to connect the thievery and greed of Wall Street to the murder of our brother in Georgia. Because I don't have time to give a speech to make all the connections, but I think y'all are very smart. You know that the greed of Wall Street, warmongering racist bankers who do anything for a buck, has a lot to do with why so many people are on death row and why they want to kill our brother tomorrow. But we have not given up. We are not sad.
No.
We're going to fight.
Yes.
We're going to fight to the end.
Absolutely.
And we're telling Georgia and we're telling Washington and everybody, don't commit another outrage tomorrow, because you may commit one outrage too many. And you'll get what you get when that happens. Revolutions.
Everybody here should know this isn't Troy Davis's first execution date. It's not his second, it's not his third, it's his fourth execution date. Why is Troy... So we need to ask ourselves, why is Troy Davis alive today? He is alive today because people like you all over this country and all over the world have stood up and said no to this racist, barbaric, legal lynching that's happening for Troy Davis. And not just people outside on the streets, people behind bars. Prisoners in Georgia last December, they went on strike and they stood up for justice. Around this country, there's a growing movement of people from behind bars who are saying, no more. No more mass incarceration, no more death penalty, no more racism. And you know what? Troy Davis is going down fighting. He is not taking his last meal tomorrow. He is going to stand tough every second of the way. And I would say to you, continue this fighting spirit all the way through. Keep calling the DA and join us tomorrow in Harlem. We're going to meet at 6:30 in front of the state office building, and we are going to march to St. Mary's because we refuse to let this moment tomorrow go unspoken, go without outrage. Who's going to be there in Harlem tomorrow at 6:30? Join the campaign, join Amnesty, all of you, join together. We need our voices loud and clear. Thank you. They said death row.
We say hell no.
Death row.
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 Hell no.
Tomorrow they will try to execute Troy Anthony Davis and say they're going to do it in our name. We say not in our name.